The program we are live. Please, can you go on? Okay. Bro, okay, can we continue the program? Yeah, hello, welcome to Impact 45 for the month of August 2025. Today we will be talking a very practical program. We are having our discussion is going to be totally practical, whereby we'll be discussing uh, uh, delight or disaster, the power of customer service. We want to look at the power of customer service. And here with us in studio are two eminent people to discuss the power of customer service. We have Mrs. Ruby Olele and Mr. Ayo Emekime. You are all welcome to Impact for the
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
And I don't know, okay, can you continue from there, please, to welcome them, to let our viewers
All right, okay. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, sir. And good evening to you, Mr. Yo. Good evening to you, Mrs. Ruby.
Good evening. Hi.
All right. So to our viewers, I believe Pastor Adebayo has, like you said earlier, to our viewers, it's another time of Impact 45 where we would deliberate on important things. With me here, just as Pastor Adebayo has introduced Ayo and Ruby. Ruby has 17 years of experience in the financial industry. She has built a very strong foundation in financial services, specializing in customer relations management, sales and marketing, international trades, and financial literacy. So she has good understanding with banking operations and client needs. She has an MBA in banking and finance. She has a degree in microbiology. She has spent 2 years with SSP where she has gained valuable experience in pension industry. So we are privileged today to have with us this woman with this wealth of experience. Also with me, we have Ayo. Ayo holds a degree in accounting from Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ogun State, and has an MBA also from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria. He's a member of the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, an associate of Nigerian Institute of Management, a member of the Institute of Chartered Economics of Nigeria. Is also a member of the Institute of Operation Research in the United Kingdom, and also a member of the Society of Human Resource Management. Is also United Nations trained microfinance trainer. Is a system analyst, a programmer, a project manager, and a tech enabler. He's also a member of the Computer Society of Nigeria, where he has been an active participant in the business, specifically in digital transformation of many companies. He is a Google certified digital trainer and a Facebook partner. He is the CEO of Coinbox Limited and award-winning management consulting company. Coinbox also consults for prestigious University of Lagos in their project innovation to market. So, our viewers, we are privileged to have these two individuals with wealth of experience in the customer relations and the banking industry when it comes to training organizations. So I'm welcoming Ayo and I'm welcoming Ruby once again. Good evening to both of you.
Good evening. Thank
Thank
you.
you again,
Yes. Okay. So quickly, I'll start the program by I'll start with Ayo. What's your opinion of customer service? when we talk about customer service as being delightful or being a disaster, what's your opinion on this perspective? What's your opinion on it?
Thank you. I hope you can hear me.
Crystal clear, please.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you crystal clear.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I would like us to take a step back. Instead of talking about it as just customer service, it should be about customer experience. That is, customer service is the totality of what keeps the company in business. Okay. And one of the touch points is the customer service, such that how do you relate with your customers? How do you meet their needs? How do you make them happy? It's only a happy customer that will come back and do business with you. So if you keep your customers happy, it's a delight. But if you feel that the customer is just a number that is just to give you a transaction, then you're already creating a disaster. You'll soon be out of business. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ayo. Ruby, can you please tell us what your opinion is on this topic too? A disaster or delight?
Okay. It's a delight for me. It's a delight. It's always been a delight. So, for me, customer relations is the customer first, and it's not about you second. It's the customer first, the customer second, the customer third. The customer is everything. The customer is the reason why you're in business, like Ayo has said. The customer is the reason why you're getting a paycheck at the end of the day, or at the end of the month, or at the end of the week. The customer is the reason why you wake up every morning and you go to work. So it totally depends on you. You can make it a joyful experience, and you can also make it a disaster. If the food you bring forward, that is what you will always get back from the customer. In most cases, it's not really like this, but it's the mindset you have when you are approaching with customers that always makes it a joyful experience. Most especially when you have those customers walking and you put on the cap of a problem solver. It's always refreshing. When they leave with the problems, the issues, it might not be fully solved. Even if it's half solved, it's a satisfaction, right? So really, that's customer relationship for me.
All right, thank you very much. Before I hand over to Pastor Adebayo, it's becoming a cliche where we hear organizations say customers first, customer service is a delight, but in most organizations it's otherwise. Why do you think this is happening? I believe organizations go as far as training their customer service representative. But today, when you go to the banking hall, I'm using the banking hall for example in this situation. Usually, the experience are not palatable at all. Why is this happening?
So, are you saying it's not palatable for the customer, or it's not palatable
For the customer,
for
not for the customer service representative. Yeah, for the customer.
Okay. Do you want me to speak on that, or you want AY to speak
Yes,
on that?
yes. It's a follow-up question to you, ma'am.
Okay. So, what I will say is that from what I see these days, because back then, when you see people that were being recruited by the bank, these are people that put their mind and soul and body, everything to their job, right? If the Gen Zs is a sorry if there are any Gen Zs there. Forgive me if I'm a millennial and I was speaking this way, but I sense most people, most of them do not really think everything in, give it all, right? Their temperament, should I say they have a very short temper? Because little things from these customers and they fast. Of course, I'm human as well. Of course, there are customers that can really get on your last bit of nerves and you can react. But the way we are trained, you're trained to at least calm down. You know, calm down, put yourself in this customer's shoes. That's why they speak of empathy, really. Empathy has been we can't really overemphasize empathy enough. Because in situations like this, someone comes to you, oh, my money, you stole my money. When you know, okay, maybe it's something that they must have, divulge their member information. They come to you and say, "Oh, you stole my money. I know this bank. You have a record of stealing money." Of course, that will get on your last nerve. You could react that way, but you're trained, take a deep breath, listen to what this customer is saying, and apply wisdom. Really. So when most customers come in there frustrated, these customers as well, you come in with your problems. Oh God, man, I have my own problems at home. I'm not bank is not paying me enough to take this rubbish. So you can't even talk to me that way. So that is why most customers feel this frustration from the employees themselves. Because most of these employees these days are not well trained. I would put it that way. That's my opinion anyway. They're not well trained. And even if the frustration in the country right now is enough for those pushbacks. That's my point of view.
All right, okay. Thank you very much. Pastor Adebayo.
No, I want the
Can I
same question.
contribute
Thank
to
you.
that?
No, yes, I want
Okay.
AY to respond to that too. Follow up. I want you to
Okay.
respond to that too.
Yes. First of all, taking it from our anchor's angle, it's not just the bank that has issues with customer service. Every company, as far as I'm concerned, in Nigeria is a major problem in the country. Everybody, even up to the church, there is a challenge with proper customer service. And how I look at it is not, I would rather look at it from a different angle from how Madam talked about it. The way I see it, the customer service representatives are a representation of the company. That is, if the totality of the company is not in order, then you cannot expect the customer care to be good, no matter how much you train them. No matter how much you train them, they will always represent the culture of the organization. So automatically, when you see that the customer service are not doing well, it's not them you blame alone. It is the entire organization. Which is why I will not blame the Gen Z or the millennials or whoever it is in front. It's the system I will blame, which means anytime your customer service is not doing well, you need to look up and look at the entire organization. There is a leak or there is a gap somewhere that needs to be dealt with. Number one, how does the organization view its customers? Number two, what's the organization stand on customer service? Like I said, it's customer experience. So what's the organization stand on customer experience? What are they doing about it? That's where you now check. Does it require training? Then you do the training. Is it that what you call it, the tools are not available? The tools we provide them. But just microing the problem to just the staff is not dealing with the issue from the root. So, and I believe in dealing with problems from the root, which is the totality of the organization. And the customer, like I said, customer service is no more just about individuals. Because, for example, I've not been to the bank in like 2 years, so I will not know what customer service, the banking hub, what the customer service people are doing. But I've been online, and I expect customer service online. I've sent emails. I expect customer service by the response to my email. You get, I've been interacting by phone with bank agents, and those are customer service agents, and I expect them to give me customer service. So I feel we should address it as a company problem, not an individual. Because when you say individual, that means only those you meet. But what about those you talk to on phone? What about those you talk to by email? What about those you interact online with? So it's a totality of the company and what the company represents, and it's a problem that should be addressed and looked at like that to prevent customer service being a disaster and instead to make it a delight. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, AY, and thank you, Ruby. You are both welcome to Impact 45. Now, let's assume that most organizations are not customer-centric. They don't consider customer when they are formulating their policies. Even when they are hiring staff, they don't even consider customer. What comes to the mind of most of the business owner and entrepreneur is profit. So now, if you are to have the ear of the business owner or organizations in Nigeria, how will you now advise them the importance of customer service? What would be what are those things you will tell them? Why they need to pay attention to customer service, their customers' experience, how their customers live their brand, and what's that image they are trying to retain in the mind of customer. How will you advise such organization? Let me start with you, Ayo.
Well, I will take it from the angle you talked about that. Number one, they are in business to make profit. And nobody has ever said that profit is too much, really. But the only way they can make enough profit is if they can keep the customer happy. And keeping the customer happy is creating effective customer service, ensuring that the customer comes back again and again and buys more and more of their product. So they need to redefine their customer experience, model, and ensure it is customer centric. If not, it's only a matter of time. They will soon run out of business. That's what I'll be telling them. They need to create a culture of customer service. Thank you.
Let me just pass that question to Ruby. If the business owners, if they are to have your ears, the business owner, the entrepreneur, why they need to pay more attention to customer service, what will you be telling them?
Because, like everyone mentioned earlier, right? Now, if you don't pay attention to that, you're going to fail your business. So there's never enough training that you can get. You keep having this training as often as possible till it becomes the core of everything for your employees. It becomes forefront of their mindset. They keep thinking customer service, they're eating customer service, they're giving customer service. They can that without these customers, they will not be in business and they will not get that paycheck. So, those business owners need to keep, even if it's reinventing skills, reinventing stuff surrounding customer service, training, workshops, webinars, keep organizing this thing till your employees and staff understand that the customer is the reason why they're there.
Well, thank you. Customer is the reason why they are there. So now, if I'm to ask,
I want back home.
I said, if I'm to ask you now, is there any difference between customer service and customer support? Is there any difference between customer service and customer support? Why?
Customer support is a subset of customer service. Yes, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Hello. The customer support is a subset of customer service.
In terms of function, what are the differences? In terms of function they perform, what are the differences? How do you now differentiate between customer support and customer service? What are the differences?
Can you hear me?
We are hearing you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I said customer support is a subset of customer service. You cannot have customer service. Before customer service comes before customer support. So one of the things you do as customer service is providing support, which might come in various ways. It might be in helping the customer carry out, complete the service you are providing, or use or apply the product that you are selling. But in every way, you are providing a solution. And that your solution is the support you are now providing to the customer, either to use the solution, enjoy the solution, or experience the solution. Thank you.
Ruby, let this one come to you. You're working in different organizations in Nigeria now, and later you moved to Canada. From your own perspective, are Nigerian customers difficult customers? If I want to look across Nigeria, are Nigerian customers very difficult compared to where you are now?
No, I wouldn't say There's customers are the same everywhere, sir. I don't really see any difference because what we say is difficulty here is when they're expressing their frustrations, and people have different ways to which they express frustrations, right? It might be different here in the West. It might be different in the back home in Nigeria. But really, I would say both are the same, but how you handle it is different. Yeah.
So customers are the same both in Nigeria and Canada with your
Oh
experience so far in that space.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me pass that question to AY. Are you with us?
Yes, sir.
So now I'm
Yes, I'm with
asking
you.
now. Are Nigerian customers very difficult customer? Can you say that with your experience?
Well, basically, there is no difficult customer. There is only customers that you don't understand. Okay? If you don't understand a customer, it's difficult. But when you understand a customer and you get your customer to understand you, both of you will fall in love with yourselves. So there's nothing like a difficult customers, really. It's just the kind of requirement they have that needs to be understood. And so that's why communication is key. If there's a clear communication understanding between two of you, difficult customer does not exist.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. I quite agree with two of you on that. Let me ask you this question. How were you able to handle any irate customers, aggrieved customers, and be able to calm them down to the extent of you putting a smile in their face? Let me start with Ruby on that. Your customer experiencing. Maybe you have an encounter with very difficult customer. How were you able to at least be able to calm down the customer and be able to put smile back on their face? Let me start with Ruby, please.
Okay, like I said, communication is key. When you have these angry customers, you allow them to talk, you allow them to vent, Some people just want to be listened to first. So once you let them vent, right, you try to calm them. And once you calming them down, ask them questions, just talk to them, apologize. Even if it's not your fault, it might not be, oh, I'm sorry. But there are ways that you can actually speak to this person, right? So I've had situations where people have come in really angry. Oh, this is this and that is that. I just let them vent. After letting them vent, I try to find out what the situation is, right? Just even make them laugh, show jokes, Like here, one thing I really love about the people of this part of the world is their sense of humor. That's able to, make a joke of little things. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, just allow them to calm down, talk to them. And then once you have talked, once the customer has calmed down, you're not finding out what the issue is. Even if it is something that you cannot resolve, it's something that is not possible, right? You're offering other solutions, and that way they appreciate it. And those are ways that I use it calming my customers, my clients down.
Thank you. Before now, you mentioned most of the challenges we're having with the customer service officer is lack of training. If you have to suggest to organizations now, with your experience, what would be the likely training you will advocate for the organizations or the businesses that are lacking in the customer service skills? What would be the training you will suggest for them?
Okay, I will still go back to my previous employer back home in Nigeria because honestly, everything that concerning my previous employer was just customer service, very customer centric employer, right? Now, I was brought in because there's this particular branch, their rating in customer service was really poor. They had issues. Their customer service department had issues. So I was brought in to kind of turn things around. What did we do? Was training. What kind of training? I realized now, looking at the employees, why were things happening in that department? Now, some of them felt the others, one of them was working more than the other one. And some of them could not carry out some particular functions, right? So I noticed this gap. What I did was that I said that each person in different, aspects, whatever it was, opening public accounts, was opening individual accounts, I tried to make sure that the customer that in the after that the trade that okay.
I think there is a network issue with Ruby. She's also on transit. So, uh, uh, Goke, is Ayo online? Is Ayo online?
I believe he is.
Okay. Now, Ayo, can you take it up from there because Ruby is we're having a scramble for is there. So, can you please take it up?
Can you hear me? I hope I'm still clear, audible.
Okay, we can hear
Am
you.
I audible? Okay. So your question was, what kind of training would I recommend, right?
Yes. To business owner for their customer service officers.
To business owners, the first training I would recommend is not customer service. Customer service would be the last training I would recommend. First one would be training on their culture. What is their true culture? Then, secondly, would be why are they? A lot of people feel that they're in business just for profit, which I don't agree with. Profit number 11 on the top 10 reasons why you're in business. Okay, so you need to clearly state why you're in business because until you know why you're in business, you will not know how to attend to your customer or what to say to them. But when you now know why, you first know, okay, if this is why I'm in business, then who is my customer? Why is this person my customer? Then how should I treat this customer? It is when you know that, which is after understanding why you're in business, that's when you can now come and do a customer service training. Because one of the reasons why customer service is a challenge in Nigeria is that a lot of people are in business simply for survival. And that's not the true reason to be. So when you now know your true reason for being in business beyond survival, then customer service will be easy and customer service will become a delight. Even the customers want to do business with you. But if you don't know your reason, by the time I finish training the customer service person, I have not solved any problem. Hello, are you guys?
Yeah, we can hear you. But do you think the dispositions of the staff depend on the enumerations? That one of my friends used to say, because we pay peanut, we hire a monkey. Do you think that's part of the problem?
Yes, one of the problems, of course, one of the problems sometimes called staff motivation. So it's not even just about the salary, it's about the pay package, just like you said. So because you can
you please, I'm struggling to hear you. Can you please increase your voice? Just increase your voice, please.
Is it clearer now?
Yeah, it's better. It's better like this.
Okay. I said it's not all the time that is the pay. I will call it staff motivation. And there are different ways of motivating staff. But of course, a major motivator is the amount of money they take home, especially in this economy. Okay, but it goes beyond that because taking your first question, it is not a particular staff that is the customer service representative. It's just that somebody has been given that nomenclature. All we need to remember is that there are two customers in every organization, the internal customer and the external customer. It's the way you treat the internal customer that the internal customer will attend to the external customer. So it's a two-way road. If you don't set up a system that takes very good care of the internal customer, then that internal customer will only naturally react based on the internal system to the external customer in the way that the internal organization has treated it. So in line with that, their salary has to be a motivating factor. Number two, the environment. That's the work environment. Is it a toxic environment or is it an encouraging environment? Number three, the work tools. What is available, what is not available? Because all those things are motivating factors on how well your customers, that's your external customers now, would be treated. So that's why it's not. And then remember, it is everybody that is customer. In fact, the CEO or the MD CEO is the chief customer service officer. So if
Yeah.
he's blaming his customer service people, then four fingers are pointing back at him instead of him, so he shouldn't be pointing one finger at a particular person. He should be looking at the entire system and how to revamp it, starting from he or herself, ensuring that they offer the best of customer. He offers the best of customer service, and then his staff too would only copy that model. So that's what I would say to that. Thank you.
Yeah, one thing. Let me thank you, AY. Let me pass this to Ruby. And I will put this on the question that Brad Buki has said before. One thing I see in common in most of the service industry, most especially banks. I go to banks. I visit banks a lot. So is that I see that on the faces of their staff, you see unhappiness. They don't care. If you complain, they are complaining. During our time in banking, customers don't dare to complain. But now your complaint is even entering red flag. Those guys are not, your account officer will not. I was calling one branch manager, I was it on Friday. I called him several times. I sent him a text. He read my text and he just, okay, I will call you back. So you can't expect such a customer. I think most of the organizations, mostly bank staff, they are highly demotivated. And I believe this is coming because I don't know why, because I believe that maybe the work is too much for them. We have a lot of retail customers in Nigeria. So I don't know. I think the banks generally in Nigeria has to do something major about their front desk officers. And as Ayo said, everybody in an organization is a customer service person. Because if you are not bringing your customer back, you have one of sales, and it's until the customer starts coming repeatedly that you win the customer loyalty. That's when you have a customer. And I believe that one of the training that most organizations need to put in place for their staff, irrespective of their department, is something that I call switching of seat. Switching of seat. In the sense that you have to place yourself in the seat of the customer and know what is going through. So you will develop an empathy. There's a disconnect now between customers and the people that are offering themselves. There is a big disconnect. They don't care. The staff don't care. I think this generation, most especially, anything that is not on phone, on text. That's why when you are talking about customer service and you are going to email, you are going to the AI customer way now. That's fantastic. It can be maintained. But when it comes to women, and they cannot have makeup. When they are frustrated, some of them will even go and eat 1 hour when you have a transactions. So I think this and the customer, the internal customers psyche need to be trained, need to be aware of that customers are king, and they need to switch seats. They need to let them understand that the average person outside there is going through so much, and we should at least wow them with our service. So if I'm to ask you now, Ruby, have you had any experiences before that you think that this is too much for you? That you believe that, customer, the way a customer is venting his anger, the way customer that you want to do what you think you cannot even do. Is that as customer express his or her way to you in one way that you yourself want to give it back to the customer, and how were you able to arrest the situation?
Honestly, several times. It has happened several times. Because sometimes, they use swear words as you. And, when they use those swear words as you, it's not a problem of not even understanding them right now. Your first reflex is that you want to react. But when you understand, okay, this person did not just walk into the bank and decide to react this way. Something must have prompted him to. Something is going on. You understand that, like you mentioned, and that is empathy. You try to put yourself in that shoes. That stops you. That puts you back. And like AY correctly said again, that the culture of the establishment you're working for. So it has to, your employer, it has to something that they have to keep resounding. Your culture is customer service, and if you don't preach it, you're not going to see it in your employees. Now, I've had situations here where you hear some employees say, "I don't get paid well enough to handle that." You know, that's why it then boils down to benefits. Now, in the industry where I work in pensions, and these are things that we tell employers. You need to set benefits in place if you want to reward and bring out the best from your employees because it ultimately adds to your bottom line. Like if you want to be in business, happy employees, like they say, happy home, a happy wife, a happy home. Now, happy business, happy employees. So if your employees are happy, if you are doing what you need to do within your power as an employer, you will definitely get the best. And if, going back to your question, have I had situations? Yes. And it is empathy that has actually helped me back from responding, right? And the culture of the establishment where I work. Because I know if I do respond, of course, that means I'm going home. There's nothing back for me. There's nothing again for me. So that's it.
And are we free to say now that this generation, let me say Gen Z, and they don't care if they could lose their job because we always afraid that customers should not complain to our superior. That we always running for customer complaint. Then that while I was in banking, we used to have this customer complaint box, and if a customer writes to your superior that your service is not, we're always afraid to lose our job. But now you see, and even the manager, even the CEO, say everybody. Is it? Can we say now that even the organization do not care? Hey, why? Are you there? Can we say that the organization itself, they are just after profit, not they are just after what they can make up now, or not keeping customer on the long run?
Well, first of all, the world is a global village presently. I hope we agree with that. And so, because the world is a global village, we cannot use the Nigerian reality to define how businesses are. Because if we use the Nigerian reality, Nigeria is a crime scene in the middle of a war zone. So that's terrible in the middle of evil. So because of that, anything you say that is wrong, you are correct. But when we look at the world look at this scenario on the basis of a global village, then automatically we can't say that it is their what you call it. It is the staff salary that is an issue, or the staff are afraid of losing their job, and it's not an issue of whether it's Gen Z or Gen Alpha or Millennial. I will still stay on the fact of it is the culture. Right now, people don't care. The love generally has reduced. People are more selfish and more interested in what they want to get and not what they have to give. So because of that, they behave without empathy. And sadly, it starts from the organization itself, internal fabric. The leaders behave without their own is I'm paying you salary, go and get the job done. Whether the salary is enough or not, they don't care. Why? Even they too are not making enough money. But they don't realize that it is because of how they are treating their staff. That's why the money is not enough. You get, as they are not making enough income, showing that if they treat their staff better, their income will be higher. And then, yes, a lot of people lack training on customer service. And so they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to respond to feedback from customers. Because whether a customer is talking to you nicely or talking to you in an evil way, it is called feedback. You need to know how to respond to such feedback. But when the MD CEO does not know, how do you now expect the customer service staff to know? So that's why all those things need to be addressed. It is not a one person issue. It is a general and a cultural problem that needs to be addressed. Thank you.
As a follow up to that question, why do you think 200 million people is a plus or minus to
Yes, sir.
customer service in Nigeria? Because we have so much population. If this one don't buy, the another one will come. So maybe that's the thing that our delivery. Do you think having the population that we have now is it a positive thing or negative things to our customer service perspective?
I will look at it from a different angle. When a guy or even a lady is dating somebody and the person is the perfect fit, that is the person, everything about the person is okay. Then they now hear or they now behave that if they feel they can now misbehave. Why? When they misbehave, if that person goes, there are many fishes in the water. Is that not how they used to say? There'll be many fishes in the ocean. But is that statement correct? I don't think so, sir. And this is treating someone on the basis that there are 8 billion people on the face of this earth. So if one person goes, I have 7,999,000. But we and I know that's not correct. So any business that is using the population as a reason to treat people anyhow, the company has already failed. We are waiting for the obituary announcements. So that's why it is not a reason to treat people anyhow, because it is not everybody that is your customer. That's what some people miss out. The mistake they are making is the mistake of that Amala woman that says that anybody that eats food is our customer. And we have 200 million people that eat food. So automatically, 200 million people are her customer. That's a lie, because it's not everybody that eats Amala. So she has already failed in her business. So, and that's the same thing these people are looking at. It's not correct. Which is why I said clearly define your customer, and then you now know how to deal with them. But most people don't define their customer. They feel everybody is their customer. So that's why numbers can be deceptive and now become a disaster, not a delight. You need to serve your customer outside of numbers, but on the basis that this is the king that is coming to my place. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, AY. Ruby, what's your view on this? Do you think our population is a disservice to our customer service culture? That if you enter all our banks, they are filled. If you enter all our where they pay someone's subscription, they are filled with people. So you can hardly even get room on Friday for people that want to even deposit cash in some of our banks on Friday. You see people rushing to meet the cutoff time of banking deposit. So what do you think our population is why we are not cultured very well as a nation when it comes to customer service?
Honestly, I don't think so, really. Because as a business person, right? Even if you have that population out there, my goal is actually to get all that 200 million, right? That should be my goal. Then if there are things that I cannot do, what I should, but first of all, I would say my goal is to get those 200 people. Let me get in all the business I can get. Not saying, oh, if this one cannot bank with me, let them go. I have 200 million can do. What am I saying? If 200 million cannot bank with me, I can get, from somewhere else. No, my goal is actually to get in all the business. Then, in situations like this, open various channels that I can use to, service them. Like you mentioned earlier, what's the difference between customer service and customer support? And AY was able to clearly define what it is really. There are various channels that you can support these 200 individuals without overflooding your banking hall or forget the banking industry, without overflooding your office building, right? There are various ways that you can service the children. That's where the support comes in. So if employers can sit down and then study their business properly and see where they are deficient, where they need to get better, what they need to do to service and support these members better, then it will go well. It doesn't matter how many how many businesses or how many people are out there. If they can sit down, study it, and define what they clearly want, they will be able to get happy customers.
Yeah, thank you, Ruby. Okay. Any question for AY and Ruby as we bring the program to a close?
Is this no company, whether you offer a service, whether you offer a product, whether you are into banking or whether you are into sales itself, no matter the business you do, you cannot survive without a delightful customer service. And then customer service is not a one person. Customer service is actually a strategic move by a company to help increase revenue. So if you look at customer service as a person, then you just they start as in they say you they play and you just they whine yourself. Customer service is a business strategy and it's part of the strategy for increasing revenue. So, in line with that, you need to take customer service seriously and don't blame one person when things are going wrong. Blame the business and look for how to make it better, except you are not interested in the survival of that business or the growth of that business. That's what I would say. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Before you ask your question, let me ask Ruby this question. Ruby.
Huh?
Is there anything that we can call unreasonable demand by customers? That what the customer is asking for is highly unreasonable. Is there a time that you can tell customer that, sir, ma, what you're asking for is highly unreasonable? Is there something like that? Is it possible in customer delight?
I would not say it's unreasonable. I would just say the customer. Should I say I would not call a customer's demand unreasonable. I might just say the awareness is not there, and I will try to educate that customer. But I will never say any customer's demand is unreasonable. No, it's not right to tell that it's unreasonable. They might be that
Even
knowledge gap to educate them, but I will not tell them it's unreasonable.
even when the customer demand seems unreasonable, I think the best thing to do at that point in time is to cascade, because that could give birth to a new product or services. You know, at times you don't comprehend product and services from the customer perspective. You know, some people who have not done that business together, they develop a paper based on their imagination or asking one or two people questions. But somebody may be
Yeah,
coming from a knowledge point of view. That is, if you can tailor his request that you call unreasonable as a specific product for people in that line of business, and that can even generate further income
the
and
best.
enlightenment for the
Yeah,
organization.
absolutely. Yeah, that's where you talk. Where's when we talk about feedback, right? That's why I said I can never call anything unreasonable. So it depends on what exactly the customer is requesting. I keep saying member. It's because it depends on what the customer is looking for. So at that point, it might seem unreasonable. Like I said, I would not tell the customer that it's unreasonable. It might just be a knowledge gap, but it's something that could benefit my business. Why not? It's something we can take back, feedback, and then as an implement for in the future. Absolutely.
Thank you. Eh,
Hello.
Dekoke. Yeah.
Okay, so my question is to Ayo. How do you think technology is influencing customer service? Do you think it's positive? I'm talking about the recent technology in terms of artificial intelligence. What impact do you think artificial intelligence is having on customer service? My question is to Ayo.
Okay. Yes. Thank you for that question. Innovation, that's technology, is having a great impact on customer service. If I can take it from the where Pastor Bayo said that's in the area of pressure. Now with AI, most of the front customer facing or customer inquiry responding issue has been taken over by technology. So in line with that, there is less pressure on the staff. And then, irrespective of how irate or lack of understanding of the customer, AI has been programmed to be very nice to the customer. So the customer knows that no matter how much you abuse this person, the person will always tell you thank you. Okay. Then, like I said, let's always move. Customer service is an outdated language. It's called customer experience. And then it is part of customer experience. You now talk about customer service. So if we go back, if we stay on that customer experience, it has Technology has given rise to all the platforms for which we now serve customers conveniently and happily. We have online websites, we have chats, we have mobile app, we have mobile service, we have WhatsApp. We even attend to customers now on Instagram, on Twitter, on various platforms. We have email. You get all these are being enabled by technology. Like I said, I've not been to the bank for 2 years now. Why? Because I have everything I need and I'm getting it dealt with satisfactorily. If there's a problem, instead of me calling somebody that might be tired or bored or stressed out, I just send a code or I just go online and I am fully serviced with what I want. So why do I need to go and see one boring face? That's technology helping customer service, creating additional value for the customer experience. So that's why customer service is outdated. It is now called customer experience thanks to technology. And customer experience has made a lot of people very happy to go to a lot of companies and be satisfied with the kind of service they get, which is provided by technology. There are fewer and there will continue to be fewer human beings attending to customers on a face to face basis. It is cheaper, it is faster, it is better, it is more innovative to use technology to attend to customers because it also helps the business to scale. A lot of businesses that now do 24/7 services online, they use technology. Before now, it's a human being that will be doing that, which means by the time you reach out to that company by 1 a.m., nobody might pick your call. But now somebody will pick your call. And the person might not even be in Nigeria. While you are making your call here in Nigeria, the person might be in China responding to your request that should be done here in Nigeria. But you will still get that service done. That's technology, making the best of everything. So that's the extent. And it just started. There's more to come. Really? Are we talking about the advantage of quantum computing, where we'll now have what do you call it, a completely different customer experience, where it will now be a VR experience. You don't need to even leave your house to get services from virtually every business that you want to, but you will have been to all those businesses while still on your bed or in your house or in your room. That's what technology is doing. So thank God for technology. It's getting better by the day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So lastly, my this question is just a follow-up question, but it goes to Ruby. So thank God for technology. But I believe this thank God for technology, what do you think about its impact on the human resource part of customer experience? Because like Ayo said earlier, we have virtual assistants doing some of this job that we normally use human to occupy this space. So what's the impact, Ruby, on the human resource part of customer experience? What do you think it's going to be in the next 2 years? Yeah.
Oh, it's greatly going to reduce turnaround time. Like really, instead of the time wasted, I mean, the time people will waste online trying to speak with a human. Most of those AIs have already responded to your inquiries. It might be just a simple inquiry. And so I look at the future with technology. There's really going to be a turnaround in terms of customer experience because um, technology is going to bring out, it's going to bring about, it's going to reduce a lot of time wasted on the phone, in the bank, in buildings. Like AY mentioned, he hasn't been to the bank in the last 2 years. So there's going to be a reduction in time. And time is money, people say. So really, so that time spent on the phones, on calls, one can, members, customers can use that time to do something else meaningful. Really, that's it for me.
All right, Ruby. So sorry for cutting you here. The human resource part I'm talking about is in terms of employment. Today, you have quite a number of people that their livelihood is made on customer experience. What do you think this impact will cause for this set of people?
Okay, man, I'm thinking about it right now. we still need humans to, yes, a lot of jobs. Some jobs will really be cut short if we look at in the future, but really you still need humans to control most of these things. So in 5 years, in terms of human resources, I see a lot of this technology taking over jobs, taking over roles, but at least it will reduce turnaround time.
All right, okay. Thank you,
Can I
Ruby.
say
Hello,
something?
Ayo, do you want? Okay,
Can I say something?
okay, go ahead.
Yes,
Obviously,
I wanted to add to her
Yes,
response.
obviously, the answer is that the dependency on human is so much reduced. There are some airport now. When you get to some airport all over the world, you don't even see any woman there. There's some supermarket you don't see anybody. It's self-serve. So now you get to some airport, your fingerprint, you enter, you are the one that will scan your passport, do majority of the things that women were doing. It's going to reduce job opportunities a great deal in the next 5-10 years. So now is to advise our wards and our children that most of the jobs that will be available, human intervention is primarily key, but the number will reduce. So it's going to restructure the kind of work that we should advise our children to go for next 10, 15 years. Because there are some job will be in high demand, while some job there will be reduction in some jobs. And that's why we need to advise our people the kind of jobs, the kind of qualifications they need to go for now. I think on that, I think I'm good. And I want to appreciate each and every one of us. Hey, why you want to say something before we just your passing word as we bring the program to a close?
Thank you very much. First of all, I thank you for this opportunity. Then I would like to say that I had already given my closing remark, so I was only going to add to what Ruby had said, for which, as at 3 years ago, there was a publication that in 5 years' time, jobs for what we know it for would have changed. That's in another 2 years. So as I mentioned, 5-10 years, you are too far behind. What they are saying is that in that 2 years' time, 65% of the jobs you know today will cease to exist. For example, there will be no accountants anymore. There will be no even the customer service representative you are talking about, they will not be there anymore. So those are jobs that will cease to exist. But the beauty of it is that there will now be 85% of new jobs that you cannot even phantom right now. You don't even know what they would call them or the nature of the job. So it's a clarion call that it's time to reskill and upskill, change, upgrade your knowledge base, widen your knowledge base. Don't be among those category of people that say, oh, technology, let my employees worry. I am too old or I am too young to deal with it. By the time before you know it, there will be no work or there will be no business or both of them for you. Technology does not look at age. Technology does not look like at experience. Technology doesn't look at anything. Technology is the new revolution. We are in the not technology revolution. So if you are not there, then you will soon cease to exist. So that's my advice. Make sure you are part of the technology. And even companies that are fighting competition, the competition is no more the other company. The competition is now technology, and technology represents change. You need to move ahead. You need to move faster than the speed of change for you to remain in business. And that affects everybody, every business, irrespective of the kind of business, whether it's a profit or not for profit business. Technology is here to force you to change or cease to exist. So that's what I would say. Thank you.
Over to you, Goke.
all right. Thank you very much, Ayo. Thank you very much, Ruby. Viewers, you can hear. For those of us that are customer experience experts, please let us see, just as Ruby and Ayo said, see it as that is the reason why you are here. that your customers are your company's bottom line. You need to make them happy. You need to give them a better experience. And also, employers should also try to motivate, their employees too, so they can give their customers the best. Then, just to wrap it up, we've heard that technology is there, so you need to reskill. It's an opportunity for you to unlearn, learn something new, so you do not get erased, because whether you like it or not, it is here and it has come to stay. So you need to, move with the flow of what is happening. Thank you very much, Pastor Adebayo Seni. Thank you very much, Ayo. Thank you very much, Ruby. It's a pleasure to have you. And we love you, our listeners, our viewers. God bless you. Till we meet again next month, this time next month. God bless you and have a lovely week. Bye, everyone. Bye.